It's about time. We are back, and as you guys can tell, we're back in the normal place, and it has been a roller coaster week. I saw one of the comments saying that I was in a different location every single time a video was popping out to you guys, and yeah, I didn't expect it to happen, but that's the way it happened. But we're back here, at least for the rest of the week. I got a baseball tournament out of town this weekend, so it's going to be a little bit different this weekend as well, but it is going to be a crazy, crazy time the rest of the summer. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. But, you know, it wasn't a lot of fun? The ball game today. Jays lost 7-0 to the Seattle Mariners. Kikuchi, the guy that we were talking about yesterday, didn't even know how to pronounce his name. I actually pronounced it right, I'm pretty sure. He went a complete game and didn't even throw 100 pitches. You know, good on him. He threw a lot of strikes. The Jays just swung out of the rear end quite a few times. And 9 innings, he had only 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 8. He was spectacular. And for the Blue Jays, the whole Wilmer Font, Thomas Pannone combination that worked in the last time out did not work today. Wilmer Font was out there, and he gave up one solo home run from Kyle Seager, which barely scraped the wall. Looked like it was going to be caught, but nope, it left the ballpark, and it was 1-0. And it's unfortunate that he picks up the loss in this one. But he goes 2 innings, he got 3 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run, and that sucked. And then Thomas Pannone came out and just wasn't really that good at all. Went 3 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, couple walks, couple strikeouts. And ERA was 6.44 for Thomas Pannone. I got to be honest, guys, I'm not personally a huge Thomas Pannone fan, but, you know, like Derek Law, he could grow on me over time. But I have not seen anything from Thomas Pannone that has shown me that he's a big league starting pitcher. You know, that's what it tells me, right? And you look at a guy like Mark Burley, a guy who doesn't throw hard, or didn't, I guess, throw hard, but found the corners, was an amazing job at picking corners and mixing speeds and mixing pitches. Pannone, I mean, he doesn't throw hard, they got that in common, but he just doesn't pick corners well enough. I mean, he gets hit too hard because he doesn't throw that hard, as well as his location's not there. It's just, I don't know. Unless he turns into a Mark Burley type pitcher, I don't see where he fits. But crazier things have happened. But no matter what, no matter if Thomas Pannone wasn't great, and Wilmer Font gave up the run, and Sam Gaviglio gave up a home run, and then Zach Godley gave up a couple runs, those don't matter. Because the Jays get 3 base runners total on 2 hits. You don't get anything. So you're not going to win a ball game like that. No, those guys could have thrown a 1-run ball game. Wilmer Font solo home run, then a shutout the rest of the way. You still would have lost. So as much as I want to say the pitching was bad and that's the reason, it was a combination of a few different things. Number 1, the pitching wasn't great. Number 2, the offense was nowhere to be found. Obviously, without Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the lineup, we'll get to him in a second. That's just a huge hole in the middle of the lineup. And as we were seeing with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. out still, your 2 meat-of-the-order bats are out of the lineup, and it's really taking a toll on the Blue Jays, right now at least. You can see it from this game. And, I mean, the guys who got on base the 3 times were, Grandel Grichuk went 1 for 3, Brandon Drury went 1 for 3, and Rowdy Tellez walked once. But that was it. You know, that was it for the Blue Jays. Bo went 0 for 4. Biggio 0 for 4. You know, everybody else had 0-fers. And it was just not a good offensive performance from the Blue Jays. The only Blue Jays pitcher to throw up a 0 was Justin Schaefer. He threw an inning, gave up 1 hit, walked the batter, and almost nailed a guy and almost killed the guy pretty much. But missed him, of course. And got a strikeout, and it was a clean inning nonetheless. His ERA is 2.20 for Justin Schaefer. It was 2.28 before the ball game, so drops 8 points. He's been, again, a guy that I've loved on the Blue Jays this year, and I think he's going to be a big piece of the bullpen next year for this team. And speaking of next year, and before I get to Vlady, reports come out earlier today that Blue Jays #1 pitching prospect Nate Pearson is getting the call to AAA Buffalo. I know maybe some of you guys are thinking, oh my God, is he saying the big leagues? No, AAA Buffalo is probably, in my eyes, the way he's going to end the season. It's kind of like the whole Ryan Barucki situation when he was, except maybe not to the extent, because Barucki got a lot more starts. The reason I'm saying that is because what we saw from Nate Pearson, what did we see from Ryan Barucki when he came through the system? Well, he was coming through fast, and he ended the year with Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm assuming it's the same thing with Nate Pearson this year. He's going to end the year with Buffalo. If he does a great job, has a great spring training next season, I think there's no doubt in my mind he'll be in the starting rotation next year for the Toronto Blue Jays. So it's amazing to see him get called up to AAA Buffalo. Well-deserved in 62 innings. He has an ERA of 2.5. That is insane. And he deserves to be in AAA. I mean, there's no reason he should be in AA anymore. I mean, the same thing with Vlady when he was tearing apart AA. It was just a matter of time before he was getting called up. Same thing with AAA to the big leagues with Vlady. You call them up when they deserve to be called up. And Nate Pearson, well-deserved, called to AAA. And we just mentioned Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Let's touch on him real quickly before we hit the minor leagues because the Jays, they suck today. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., it was a lot of scares yesterday. Obviously leaves the ball game with the left knee discomfort, and we're thinking, okay, this might be the knee injury he had last year. It was out over a month. But the good news comes back. There's nothing, no structural damage, no bone damage, no nothing like that. It's a little bit of inflammation. He was out a few days. I mean, apparently he was at the ballpark today. No cast, no nothing around his knee. Just kind of like walking normally, but just didn't want to push it too much. So Charlie Montoya is actually hoping he's going to be back for Tuesday against the Dodgers. So that's how bad it is, or I guess not so bad it is, I guess, for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So it's a big sigh of relief for Blue Jay fans when they hear that. All right? And all this is for the future, right? I mean, this season, yeah, you want to see him play as much as you want, but you also want him healthy. So that's good. That's good precautionary stuff for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. If he's out Tuesday as well, so be it. Bring him back healthy. That's what we want to see. All right? And so, guys, let's get to the minor leagues here real quickly. There were some great things going on in the minor leagues. There were also some not so great things going on in the minors. Let's talk about them. Obviously, some of the games haven't started. Some of them haven't finished yet. But in Buffalo, all right, they're down 8-7 right now to the Durham Bulls, but there is some positives. And Santiago Espinal, we talked about him in the last video. He's really starting to swing the bat a lot better lately, and he continues to do that in this ballgame. 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. He's hitting .271 at AAA Buffalo. Now, ideally, you know, that is in how many games? Like 7 or 8 games, maybe, I'm going to guess. But it's not in many games, right? If he goes an 0 for, it's going to drop down to 230, right? Oh, 12 games, excuse me. It was in 12 games, excuse me, but he's still hitting .271. He's having a great ball game in AAA, and that is awesome to see. And Jackson McClellan went out there for 2/3 of an inning, walked 2 guys, but ended up getting 2 outs and stranding. I think it was the bases loaded. Good to see Jordan Romano back out there. I mean, he gave up a 1-out double, or he's in the ball game at least. For AAA. I think he already threw an inning for Buffalo a couple days ago. So it's great to see Jordan Romano back there in AAA and back to doing his thing, because he'll be up here as a September call-up, I'm assuming, this year. So that's really, really good to see. Down in AA New Hampshire, some very good positives. Some very, very good positives. The third baseman in the ballgame today, Cullen Large. It doesn't really sound like a big name that everyone's heard of, but he played 84 games in Advanced A Dunedin. In those 84 games, he hit .269, so he had a pretty good season. Then he got the call up to AA not too long ago, only 10 games. He's in his 11th game today. So in 11 ball games, he's hitting .278. He's 2 for 4 today. And again, I know it's 11 games. It's a very small sample size. But again, a guy that's, progressing through the system and succeeding. And that's exactly what you want to see from a younger player going through the minor leagues. Riley Adams, 1 for 3. Kevin Smith, 1 for 4. 3 RBIs and a run scored. Only hitting .209, though. That average is really dipped in the month of August. And Chad Spanberger, this guy's been swinging the bat a lot better lately. He's 2 for 3 with a walk in the ball game today. He's hitting .233. This was one of the guys, same with Kevin Smith, who was hitting the 180s, 190s for quite some time, and then got hot, and now he's starting to find himself a little bit, hitting .233 on the year. Good to see him doing that down there. And a great positive sign for Jays fans. Acquired at the trade deadline, I think it was for David Phelps, with either him or Daniel Hudson. I think Hudson was Kyle Johnston, who had a really rough outing there in Dunedin. So that's not so great down there for him. But for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, Thomas Hatch got the start, and he was stellar. Went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was a solo home run. Didn't walk a batter and struck out 5. His ERA down in AA. Now that is mixing his numbers between, I think it was Chicago and Toronto, is 3.80. Now ideally, it's going to go a lot lower as a New Hampshire Fisher Cat, because a lot of those starts were in AA in Chicago. So it's great to see him doing great things, and it was an amazing start for him. That is awesome to see. Down in Dunedin, they're actually just starting the second game of the double header. That's what I was looking for. All right, and Simeon Woods-Richardson is on the mound for them in the second game. We'll get to him in a second here. And in the first one, yeah, not so great things happening pitching-wise, but Demi Orlamoy went 2 for 4 in the ballgame with a run score. He's hitting .236, and Alejandro Kirk, great job for him, went 2 for 4 with an RBI, scored 2 runs. He's hitting .298 on the year, bringing that batting average back up for Alejandro Kirk. Great to see there for him. And like we talked about on the mound, Kyle Johnson had a rough one. 4 innings, he gave up 3 hits, 4 runs. Three of them were earned runs, walked 1 and struck out 6. He gave up a home run. His ERA is 8.27. That is awful. He's 23 years old already in Dunedin. Those are his numbers? That's not very good. I mean, will he turn things around? Yeah, you never know, but that's not very good. That's nothing to tip the cap to. That's for damn sure. Now, like we talked about, Game 2 of the doubleheader is going on right now, and Simeon Woods-Richardson is out there for the Dunedin Blue Jays, and he's having a great looking start to his ball game. 2 innings, 1 hit, hasn't allowed an earned run, walked the batter, and struck out 2. Let me just refresh your guys' memory. I don't know if he's 19 yet. I want to say he's 19. He's 19 in Dunedin, 1 level below AA New Hampshire, where we're seeing Nate Pearson at 22 years old in there as our best prospect. He is 1 level lower at 19 years old. And after these 2 scoreless innings, his ERA is 3.45. That is spectacular. Now, will it stay like that? Will he continue to impress? Will he be great? I don't know. But what I am seeing from Simeon Woods-Richardson is something special. We are seeing Anthony Kay having a great last few starts. And you know what that's telling me? That Marcus Stroman trade might not be as bad as we thought. Stroman hasn't been himself for the New York Mets as of yet, and Anthony Kay and Simeon Woods-Richardson have they've exceeded expectations so far in the minor leagues for the Blue Jays. So it's great to see him doing a great job. Hopefully he has a good rest of the start to his ball game. And down in Lansing, Gabriel Moreno had the off day there today for the Lansing Lugnuts. They're in the bottom of the 7th right now. Bases loaded, 1 out actually for Lansing. They came back and scored. Ooh, they're having a big inning. That's great to see. Otto Lopez, 2 for 4 with an RBI in the ball game. He's hitting .315. Yorman Rodriguez, the big guy that has impressed the heck out of me, 1 for 4 with an RBI. He's hitting .389. Griffin Conine, 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk in the ball game. Great to see him doing good things. And Sean Weimer got absolutely lit. Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was still not great. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for Sean Weimer in his start down in Lansing. Vancouver hasn't started as of yet. I don't know who's on the mound. And down in Bluefield, they haven't started. They play at 5:30, and that's about all she wrote for that. Now, before we wrap this baby up, the Blue Jays head out west. They have an off day tomorrow. It's a travel day before they take on the 2-time National League champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, and Russell Martin. Haven't seen him in quite some time, and we're going to be seeing Russell Martin on this road trip here, a 3-game road trip there in LA. Game 1 starts on Tuesday at 10:10 first pitch, guys. It is going to be, because then we go to Seattle afterwards, so it's going to be a late next few series, guys. It's going to be tough. Sean Reid-Foley on the mound for the Blue Jays, Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the Dodgers. Hey, big test for the young kids. What are they going to do against one of the, if not the best pitcher in the game, in Clayton Kershaw? It's going to be really interesting to see what they do there. Game 2, it says Thomas Pannone, but he pitched today, so that's probably wrong, against Walker Buehler. Great. And then the finale of the series, Kenta Maeda versus Jacob Waguespack. That's the pitching matchup there in the 3-game set against the Dodgers. Let me refresh your memory. The Dodgers are 82-43. Again, we have seen this young Blue Jays team play well against the Red Sox, play well against the Yankees. We've seen them win a series down in Tampa Bay against the Rays. What are they going to do now against the big time Los Angeles Dodgers on the big stage in LA? What are we going to see from Vlady? What are we going to see from Kevin Biggio? What are we going to see from Bo Bichette? Sean Reid-Foley, the mound against Kershaw. What's he going to do? There's lots of questions. There's going to be a lot of excitement there starting on Tuesday night at Dodger Stadium. Now, I'm not sure how the series is going to play out because they're very good. One of the best teams, maybe a World Series contending ball club. I don't know. Probably with an 82-43 record, probably. But again, we can get into the whole playoff spiel all we want, but the Blue Jays aren't even close to that. So we're not going to talk about that. All right? So, guys, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys did not enjoy the ball game at all, but are happy to hear about the not so bad injury news about Vlady, the good things about Nate Pearson, the positive things in the minor leagues. What are your thoughts after a little bit of time has gone by about the Stroman trade? What are your thoughts on Anthony Kay? What are your thoughts on Simeon Woods-Richardson? I want to hear your thoughts on the young guys that Jays acquired in that deal, because they've been very impressive lately. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on everything Toronto Blue Jays wise in the comments below. Also, check out my main man Mo Buckets on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Hope now that I'm back home, hopefully the podcast on their Instagram page, hopefully I'll be able to be on there this week with them. So it'll be a lot of fun to talk about our Blue Jays, and it would be a lot of fun. All right, so check out them again on Instagram, Blue Jays Wave, guys. Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in Game 1 of the West Coast trip between the Jays and Dodgers on Tuesday night. I'm not sure if the video will be uploaded that night or the next day, because I work at 7 a.m. Monday through Thursday, so I'm not sure how things are going to work. I might talk to you guys either Tuesday night or on Friday. No, excuse me, on Friday. I saw Thursday, so I just jogged my memory. I'll talk to you guys maybe on Wednesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, or about 4 o'clock. I'll probably come home and do the video for you guys. But we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, though. All right, so guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys then.